Hi, hello, welcome. I'm Aubrey, and welcome to my little corner of the internet where there's not enough time for my time consuming hobbies. If this is something you enjoy, give a like and subscribe, and we'll just get on into today's podcast episode. Okay, so it's been a while since I've recorded anything. Well, really posted anything. I have recorded, I've been messing with some cameras and stuff. Um, got a new microphone, got plenty of finished objects. Um, so speaking of finished objects, I am wearing one. So I am wearing the Lyon sweater by Petite Knit, and I embroidered a little whale on it. Oops, here, I'll stand up for you. So it is in, what is it? The Brooklyn Tweed Imbue. I think it's like a sport weight yarn. It's in the color crepe, and it's just this beige, I'm gonna say beige, warm beige color. Very close to my skin tone now that I'm thinking about it. But I embroidered just a little blue whale, I guess. I got it off Pinterest. Um, the dark blue is Wool of the Andes worsted, I believe. There's some superwash yarn and some black yarn as well. I think I did really well on this. So the Lyon sweater is a contiguous sleeve. Here, you can kind of see it here. I love the fit of it. I'm already planning on making a second one in some Knitting for Olive yarn in the color claret. Um, but I have to wait to cast that on because I have so many other projects I want to cast on at the moment. So there's this neon sweater, my favorite. I've already worn it this past weekend. Excuse me. My parents were in town and we did a little trip to Seattle. Went to Pike Place and I wore this there. I did have a jacket on, so because it was obviously cold, but there's like the smallest bit of pilling on the underarms, which is expected. But I love this. It's kept me warm. It's like breathable enough, but also warm enough. So I love it. I knit it on 3.75 millimeter needles, and I used like five and like the tiniest little bit of a 6 ball. Um, I needed it for the cuffs. Is one shorter than the other? Sorry, just realizing that my cuffs don't like maybe one row short or something. But I ran out of yarn with the 5th ball like right before the decreases or my last decrease for the cuff. And so I used like this much yarn of a 6 ball um, for the cuff. But I had enough. I had like 10 hanks of the yarn. I bought all of it from my yarn store or from one of my local yarn stores. So I have enough if I want to make another vest or yeah, or something else that probably doesn't, I don't know. I really like it. And yeah, I do have one more finished object. It's a hat, a little beanie. I made this for my dad. We actually bought yarn this weekend from La Mercerie in Bainbridge Island. And I got the Dayram Natura Albertine. Uh, I can't tell what color it is, but it's just this really dark gray color. Very nice. I used um so these are 50-gram balls and I used just shy of the 50 grams. I think I have like 6 grams left of the one ball. So I'll probably use that and make myself a hat out of it. Um yeah, just plain old stockinette 2x2 rib. He has a 23-inch circumference head, so I just cast it on 144 stitches. Everything is linked down in my Ravelry page down below if you're interested in any of these projects. This is labeled as Dad's Hat, has a photo with it. Um, this is on 3 millimeter needles. I hope it fits. They just left the other day, so I couldn't finish it in time, but it took me 3 days to finish. This is kind of a hyper fixated project because we took a road trip to Leavenworth, which is about 2.5 hours east of us. We live in like the Seattle area. And so while my dad was driving, I just knit, and it was pretty simple. I got the majority of this hat done in that car ride. So yeah, it's my dad's hat. I don't have many other finished objects, like recent finished objects. I do have more that haven't been on the podcast, but that will make this like an hour long. And I do love hour long podcasts. I love the longer ones, but let's not do that today. But I do have some socks that I finished. I'll put some photos up here. They're for my two coworkers actually. The strawberry socks are Susie's strawberry socks, and then I made these rainbow socks for Charlie, and I'll put photos of them up here. But yeah, those are really my recently finished objects. This was mainly the one I had recently. Another one is my Northern Lights pullover. I'll also put a photo of it up here. Um, I like it. That's by Sorry Nordland. And oh, the strawberry socks are, I think, the Itsy Bitsy strawberry socks by Stone Knits. And the Charlie socks, I think, were just a vanilla sock. I don't think I even used a pattern. So yeah. I do like my Northern Lights pullover. It's in the Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino in Thundercloud and Rainy Day. And I knit the size 3. My row gauge was way larger than, no, sorry, Nordland's. And so on the bottom motif, I had to split for sleeves before I was done with the bottom motif. Because I figured that out. I have a whole reel on my Instagram about me frogging the sweater up to the point where I wanted it on the yoke to split for sleeves. Um, yeah, you can go ahead and watch that. My Instagram will also be linked down below, as long as with my Ravelry. But yeah, let's get into my whips now. Okay, so my first whip is my first sweater by the Crayabea or Rebecca Clow. Here it is. I only have the yoke and a part of a sleeve done. Um, I can't, I think this is a set and sleeve construction. I'm not 100% sure, but I am knitting the size 1. I'm very much off gauge. I think because I'm knitting this on 5mm needles, and I am using, this is Fiber MacGyver's Baby Surrey base. I think it's in the color OOAK. Is that one of a kind? Yeah, I think that's what that's called. But then I have another one, just blah, blah, blah. And then this is in um, the Spinster's Daughter. What is it? It's a Farmer's Daughter times Spin Cycle. Yes. In the color York. So I got these two at Flock Fiber Festival this year. First time going. And it is creating, so in the camera, this is more blue toned than in real life. These are definitely more of like an emerald green. I do need to take in the collar up quite a bit because look. I think we'll do every other stitch. Excuse me. But yeah, I really like it. I stopped at one of the points where I stopped with a new ball of yarn, I believe, and then started the sleeve because I only had 6 of the spinner's daughter. I can't tell which one it is, but I only have 6 of this, and I have 3 of this color and then 1 more of Celeste. I think it's more of a green hue than this. This is more of a, like, let's hold them up together. So they kind of match more together. This one has more of a green, the fiber mohair here has more of a green hue to match the main one. But yeah, I'm just slowly chugging away on this. It's on 5mm needles, so it's kind of hurting my hands. But it does have a sleeve cap here. And the first sweater has these ribbed columns here. And since I'm knitting the first size, I don't have any bust shaping or increases because then this is it on the body, if you can see. I'm really liking it so far. It is so soft, so soft. But yeah, I got the mohair to pair with the worsted weight yarn because this is worsted and it's a superwash yarn. I can definitely feel the superwash. It's not my favorite. Um, when I went back, I was there Saturday and this is when I got this. And when I went Sunday, they had this in the sport weight, and I didn't see they had it in a sport weight because the amount of people that was there. So I just went ahead and got the mohair to hold with it, just to make it a little bit more soft. And it's definitely going to be warm. It's going to be amazing. I'm already loving this. But yeah, that's my first sweater. We'll see where I get next time I do a podcast. Next, I have a sock project. This is a test knit by Sunday Morning Knits. These are the Petra socks. I've already finished one. It's in this gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. I have a yarn label somewhere. No. Here we go. So this is the yarn company Fiddly Dye Works. Their BFL sock base, which is 80% Blueface Superwash BFL, and then 20% nylon on their fingering, in the color Karis. I got this at Knit City. I went to Knit City this year as well, and I had just gotten accepted into the test knit, and I was also wanting something Wicked colors because I love Wicked. Mainly just love Broadway in general, and I was gonna get some Wicked inspired yarn from Sorella again. Pick up one of the ones that they dyed previously in one of their collections and just take the leftovers basically. Um, but I found this, and this was my first purchase at Knit City. I went with my friend Charlie, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, look at this! This is adorable." But I don't know. I don't know if I want to buy anything yet because this was one of like the third or fourth booth that was there, and so I was like, "No, I don't know." But it was the last one, and Charlie's just like, "Girl, just get it. It's fine." So I got it, and now I'm loving it. Like, look at the speckles. So it has a basket weave type stitch. It also goes onto the heel flap and gusset, and then a stockinette foot, and the basket weave goes down into the toe actually. I'm knitting size 2. This fit's actually pretty good. Um, so like it does have a good amount of stretch because of the basket weave stitch. Um, I've done a little bit longer of a cuff and then a little bit longer of the foot. I just want to use up as much of the yarn as I can. Um, and then I have my little second one here. Sorry, my little project bag is in like a pillowcase type project bag. So this has been my work project recently. Um, there's not much to it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I got a little, this is one of the little stitch markers I got at Flock, one of the little fries. It's one of my favorite ones. Um, yeah, there's nothing much really to it at the moment. Testnet is ending soon. You just needed to finish one sock, and I've completed that. I have to measure it for the yarn requirements and stuff, but other than that, this is a very fun project for me. Um, and Susie's strawberry socks, it's the main color is like hot pink, and I'm not that big of a pink person, like hot pink, like that type of pink. This like subtle pink and purple, I vibe with very much. But um, so and I have enough yarn left over that I can make Susie like another pair of socks out of it, and I was gonna make her another one of these, but that'll probably come like in the spring or something because I also have Summerlee's Cuff Club. stuff, and I already have yarn. I got a bunch of sock yarn at Flock just to just make a bunch of socks because sock knitting actually is pretty fun. Um, because it's on tiny needles, which actually is not that bad, and you're done fairly quickly. So, I like it. Um, my phone is kind of glitching out. One second. Okay, sorry about that. My phone was just glitching out. But on to the next whip. So, my next whip is a color work project, and it is a big one at that as well. So this is my Arundel. I'm calling it my Arundel pullover or Arundel, by Ellis Knitwear. Let me just, here we go. So you can kind of see the stitch pattern. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Um, and I love the Christmas vacation it is. And I got these at Flock, Shitter's Full from Clark. So let me show you the yarn. So this yarn, my contrast color is this one, Corriedale by Koigu Origins. I can't tell what color it's in. It doesn't have a color name or number, but it is this lovely blue, slightly variegated. Well, not variegated, but like it's a tonal type of thing. And then my main color is Wool of the Andes worsted and the color Cloud. Ooh, I'm just a little bit blown out. But yeah, I was a bit worried that this cloud, like look, that's really yellow. I was a bit worried that was too yellow for the project, but when it's being worked up together, I think it's a very nice, sorry, that's my stomach if you heard that. I think it's working up to be a very nice like color combination. So this project, bottom up as we can see, and it's going to be steeked at the armholes, which it's going to be my first time steeking, but I really want to make the the iris sweater by Trin Anneli, I think it's called. But that's fingering weight, and I chose Knitting for Olive Merino, which is a light fingering weight, and not steeking. So I kind of wanted to do a thicker project for my first steeking project, to just get a feel for it, and I'm loving this so far. I am having to look at the chart the whole time as I'm doing the color work, which is kind of annoying, but that's fine. And then one thing that's interesting about this project is it's split up with the front and the back stitches. And the color work is just set for the front stitches and the back stitches, and it's mirrored. So once you get to your halfway point, you just start the chart over again. And so this part here, as you can tell, is mirrored, which is kind of fun. So, it's going to be split in half here, but I'm doing size 1, and because I only have 3 balls of the blue yarn, and I'm kind of scared I'm playing yarn chicken. However, this fits my body pretty well, and I'm gonna assume that with blocking, it's gonna stretch out just a little bit. But yeah, and I would rather have like a color work sweater like this, just a bit like more slim fitting. But yeah, this is my project so far. I'm absolutely loving it. Um, yeah, I have intense projects on the needles other than my sock project and the first sweater. But the first sweater hurts my hands, as I just said. So I'm kind of in the itch for another like 4mm needle stockinette project, which would be another Lyon sweater in the Knitting for Olive yarn. But I have to wait until I'm done with my first sweater. But this is done on 4mm needles, and I did 3.25, I believe, for the ribbing. And I did about 2 inches, I think this is, on the body. I just like a little bit of a thicker ribbon. So yeah, this is my Arundel pullover. You can see the mirroring on the stitch marker here because this is my beginning of round. But I just love this contrast so far. I think that's it for whips. Next is acquisitions or yarny plans. Okay, so for yarny plans, I got a couple here. Um, so this yarn, the Dayramnatura Gilead, these two are going to become a brioche scarf for my mom. This is also her Christmas present, and the hat's my dad's Christmas present. I can't tell what color these are in. Conf de Rose in Fusain. I don't know. It's really pretty. I love these two color combos together. Excuse me. They're gonna be a scarf. It's gonna take a little bit, but that's okay. These two together. So like one side's gonna be the magenta, one side's gonna be the gray. Is kind of how we're thinking of doing it. And then um I do have a whole bunch more yarn that I have acquired recently, but I don't feel like I'm gonna get to them in the near future, like with before the end of the year, because I have so many other projects I'm gonna be working on. But these are my upcoming plans, kind of. So, as we see, this looks like a whip because it technically is, but it is an Arctic Light sweater by Veronica Lindberg of Kutovakika. I have gotten a decent ways in. The Now I see why people actually do like bobbles because look, this is just oh, amazing. I love the stitch definition on this. But I'm gonna be ripping it all out. Sadly, I'm gonna be ripping it out and pairing it with Nin Groliv soft silk mohair in the color Ice Blue. Now that I like see it in person, because I forgot to bring my swatch, which is right here on my little swatch board. Um, I think I could have gone because they had different dye lots. I think I could have gone with their darker dye lot for this because this does look a little, looks like it might marl a little bit, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna be ripping this all out just to add a little bit extra chunk to it because if we can look on this, like it is just, you can see that my increases are just a little bit see-through. It is going to be a biatch to do this twisted ribbing collar again. But anyways, this is in Brooklyn Tweeds Imbue in the color Vapor. I have 8 balls of these and I want to use them all up, so I'm doing size 5. And also my gauge is smaller, so I'm doing this on 4mm needles as well. And the pattern calls for 5mm needles. And if I was on gauge, I would be doing like size 2 or 3. So yeah, I'm planning on this trying to be as oversized as possible. Um, I'm not even anywhere near being done with the yoke, and I think it might work. Um, Especially when I add the mohair to it, I think it'll be really nice because I want a chunky cable sweater, and this just seems like it might be a bit more airy than I was thinking. So yeah, those are my plans for right now. Nothing else too interesting. Um, I do have some sewing projects in mind. One of my friends have commissioned me to make her some quilted stockings for Christmas for her family. That's going to be fun to navigate. Um, I have an entire thing of yarn over there that I'm going to be, I'm good for the next couple of years, honestly. I did buy a lot of yarn recently because I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, going to be getting into nursing school soon. Um, and you know, it's nursing school. Everybody like you're hanging on by a thread the entire time you're there. So I just need some, and I already have the yarn, and also I'm not going to be able to work, so I already have yarn and it can shop my stash, which I honestly I can't buy anything else because I don't have any more space. I have gotten into spinning, and I have like one little hank. I got an e-spinner the other day. I kind of just bit the bullet and did it. I got a drop spindle at Knit City and some fiber, and I freaking loved it. It was amazing. And then I got some more like 4 ounce braids and 4 ounce stuff of fiber. And I was spinning it really thin, so it was taking me forever just to get through 1 ounce. And I knew I wanted to get an e-spinner anyways, like before the end of the year or for Christmas. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do it. I had the money to spend. I got the little extra moolah. So I did it, and I spun up like an entire hank of yarn. The like 2 ounce little part of my braid. Oh, and it just looks amazing. Let me grab it for you. 1 second. Okay. So this is my finished hand spun. It is not washed yet at all. And it still has like some crinkly bits. But yeah, this is it. Um, I love it. It is definitely, you can see in little bits and pieces here of how like different it is, but I think this is fairly consistent. Half of it is from my drop spindle, half of it is from my e-spinner. Dude, look, I got this thin, very thin. Um, it's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. Oh, I love it. Um, my plan is to kind of spin up the other half tonight, most likely, and then ply it later. But oh, this is just so pretty. Look at it. It reminds me of Ariel from Little Mermaid, like very mermaid-esque. But it's definitely like a fingering to sport weight I spun up, which is nice. And we can say impressive, most likely, for like a beginner-ish spinner. So I'm loving this. I want to knit it up into a scarf. So it's going to take a little bit along with my mom's scarf, but I could probably I think I'm thinking of making like a Sophie scarf type of thing. Um just so that we could see the colors a bit more, and since this is so like variegated in color, that it'll just be more simple if I do it in a like just knit stitch. Um plus I'm trying to use up as much of the yarn as I can. Um but yeah, and if I get into nursing school soon, I'll have the mindless knits. So, oh, and this is a Cormo blend, so Corriedale and Merino blend. So yeah, it's very nice. Kind of like the smallest bit like itchy in some places, but again, I have to wash it, so yeah. So that's it. Um, yeah. So that's it for my podcast episode. If you liked, give a what? Buffering. If you enjoyed this episode, please give a like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll get on a better schedule. Sorry, I was trying to figure out like my camera stuff and all that setup because I do enjoy this, and to yap to other people about my favorite hobbies right now, other than my boyfriend and my mom. So, yeah, hopefully you can follow along. Um, I update on Instagram intermittently. Sometimes it's more consistent. I don't know. This is just another hobby of mine. So, yeah, follow along, and down below, leave a comment of what you're knitting on or what you're working on. While you're watching this, I would love to know. Maybe you'll inspire me. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.